I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. Right now we're sitting at $26,841. We're about flat on the day. What I want to do today was look at the 1 week time frames, which we're going to start out with here, and we're going to work our way down to the 1 hour time frame, really get you guys some good detail, and then we're going to go into the block and take a look at those exchange order flows and a few different other things. So if you get some from these video guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Appreciate you all being here with me today, and let's dig into this. So when we're taking a look at Bitcoin here on the weekly time frame, guys, we've talked about this for a long time. We wanted to get up above our 200-week moving average, and right now we're still trading up above our 200-week moving average, but we're retesting it right now. So you can see, guys, we're going to have our candle close tomorrow, so we got to keep an eye on this here. If we close below our 200-week moving average, that's going to show significant weakness because we have gotten up above it. It came on heavy volume with a strong bullish candle, and for the last roughly 2 months or so, we've been trading up above it now. So if we do give that up and we start having a candle close below this white 200-week moving average, most likely we're going to go down and retest some lower areas. And some of these lower areas I have pinned out for you on the daily time frame. So we're really going to look at these for you. But really watch this, guys, on the weekly time frame. You want to pay attention to this. And when we take a look at our weekly time frame right now, our relative strength is still above 50, but we are to the downside here. So you can actually see we've had a downtrend on our relative strength. So we set our high, we had our low, lower high, lower low right there. So we do have to keep an eye on this, guys, and this is on the weekly time frame. Then if we keep an eye on the MACD as well, we have not had a downside cross, but we do have to keep an eye on this histogram, how we're starting to lose some strength here. So we've been to the positive since roughly about, let's see, guys, August 1st, and this was 2022. So since then we've been in this uptrend here for our MACD. So we really got to keep an eye on this as well, guys. If we start crossing down to the downside, that could also put some more pressure, which could allow us to come back and test some of these lower levels we've been talking about for quite a while here. Next one we're going to take a look at is the 1 day time frame. And what I want to point out here is our order block. So I'm going to turn on our order blocks. And here, guys, this has been coming back in for us here. So this one's been bouncing in and out. I've been watching it, and this has been roughly for an average of about 24,750, right in that area here. And this order block, it's been disappearing. It's been coming back. And the reason I believe that this is significant was this is previous resistance, and we would want this to become support. So we broke up through the previous resistance area of about that $24,500. We've traded up above it all this time now, and now we're starting to come back. So what we want to see is for us to be able to hold this area, this green box right here, guys, and this is going to range from 24,000 up to about 25,400. If we pull back into this area and we see a nice bullish candlestick pattern, something like this here, a big candle on heavy volume coming out of this box, so popping out of this box and closing out of it, most likely that's going to be a good area to start some accumulation, in my opinion. And the reason why I say that, guys, is because if we take a look at our relative strength right now, we're at 37 as well. So we're already getting to some lower areas. The last time we bounced off the 200-day moving average, our relative strength got roughly down to about 28, and then we had a nice move here. So if we do get pulled down into this green box and we get a bullish candlestick pattern on volume, and our relative strengths down here around 30, that may be a potential for a trade there, guys. And then stick your stop underneath that 200-day moving average and try to let it play out the best that you can. So that's always an option if we get down to that area. If that area does not hold, I would look back for a retest of that 200-day moving average again, and that's going to put us at $22,329. And what I would say, guys, and this is just my opinion here, so say we do get down in this range and I see something that I want to see here, I would slowly just start to enter. Say you have 5 different entries that you want to have. Here would be one entry for me. The next one would be at the 200-day moving average. And then if we go back and we start retesting some lower areas there around that 15,000 or so, that also could be some buying potential for you there. So you get a really nice average that you're able to hold into the next bull market. But guys, what we got to be careful of here is just the danger of the fact that we are starting to roll over now. And you can see these big red order blocks up here. And that's going to show that selling pressure that we've been talking about, and the fact that we're in a confirmed downtrend now on the daily time frame. We can't ignore it. So really watch this order block here, guys. This is going to be something to pay attention to. We want to see if that's going to be able to hold, as well as this 200-day moving average. But also keep an eye on this relative strength, because say we do come down here, guys, and we get to 25, 20, and we're having a nice bullish candlestick pattern off our 200 moving average or off this green order block here, that could be a nice potential setup for a trade. Okay, so if we get into our 4-hour time frame, take a look here. So on the 4-hour, Guys, same deal. Our big order block is going to be right here at about $22,700 here. So this one is showing on the 4-hour time frame, we're trading below our 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame and our 50 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. So here it's showing if we can't hold roughly about 26,000, we have the potential to go down even farther here, guys, to that 22.7. So that's going to be on the 4-hour time frame. So definitely keep an eye on that. And like we've talked about, you see these sell orders that have been stacking up while we're in a downtrend here. If we get into the hourly time frame, so hourly time frame is going to show main support, and this is going to correlate with the 1-day time frame right here around that 25,000 or so. So this is a major area that we need to hold. Right now we did get a little bounce off 26,000, and we're trying to test about 27,000 right now, and you can see these red order blocks stacking up. So we're going to have to see if the bulls can bounce up, give themselves enough room to try to change this trend, because right now, guys, yet again, with the 1 hour, our 200 moving average is pushing down upon us. It's overhead resistance. So on the 1 hour, the 200's overhead resistance. On the 4 hour, it's overhead resistance. On the 1 day, it's going to be support for you. And then on the 1 week, we are testing it right now, trying to make it support. And then one thing I always like to do, guys, if I pull the moving averages off here, I like to look at Fibonacci ratios and how this correlates with these order blocks. So if we step back, we go from our low up to our high, you can see this main order block that we have here is going to be right around that 0.5, and that's at 25,387. Then right below that's going to be your 0.618 at $24,000. But many times I like to look at this and bounce out on the time frames and just kind of see what it would look like, guys, and where the order books are stacking up or where these order blocks are stacking up. So let's do one from the 1 day as well. So on the 1 day, guys, we're going to do 2 different Fibonacci's for us here. So we're going to take this one from our overall move from the low and bring it up and see if we have any hot spot areas. So this green order block here, this can be right between our 0.382 and our 0.5. Then we're not going to have another one roughly down here, guys, till below that 0.786. And then if we just do this move that we've previously had, from our low to the high, you can see yet again that order block right between the 0.5 and that 0.618. So this is definitely a main area here, guys, that we want to pay attention to. If we get that heavy volume and a nice bullish candlestick pattern, may not be a bad opportunity for a nice quick little flip there, or to potentially start that accumulation for lower levels potentially as well. But guys, the main thing whenever you're looking at accumulation, you always want to start small at higher levels and then save those heavier bids, for the way down, for those more important areas, if that makes sense. So guys, now what I wanted to do for us here, we're going to step back and we're going to take a look, and this is going to be into the block. This is going to be Bitcoin. So right now, 26,848. Our overall market cap is going to be 512. Holders currently making money at the current price, 64% in, 35% out. We've currently been as high as 75. We've watched that, guys. Then we got our little bit of a sell-off there. In terms of total exchange inflows, we have 3.02 billion. Exchange outflows, 5.03 billion. So that's significant there, guys, that some people have actually been sending their Bitcoin off the exchanges, and that could show some holding potential right there. So that's a pretty good discrepancy that I'm seeing right there. In terms of our overall signals, we have a 4 bearish, 3 neutral, 0 bullish. Our exchange signals, our bid and ask volume imbalance is negative 1.53. And then if we look at our derivatives there, we're pretty neutral. Okay, if we get into our social, this is going to be another one I always want to pay attention to for us. We're going to get into our Twitter sentiment here. Last time we were talking, guys, when we were at those higher levels, how many people were positive on Bitcoin and how few were negative, and how that boat can flip, and that's what we've seen a little bit here. So right now, take a look at this, guys. We were up over 200, almost 300,000 positive tweets. We're at 188,000 now. Neutral is going to be 367, and then negative is going to be 35. So I like to see this balancing out a little bit more down here at some of these lower levels. And then if we take ownership, we take a look at our ownership stats and see if anything's changed with the whales here. The whales, it's going to be 1.28% are going to be owning Bitcoin there, 1% or more. If you look at our concentration, in blue is going to be investor volume. Whales are going to be in green there, and then Bitcoin retail volume is going to be in orange. So that's always an interesting thing to keep an eye on there, guys. And then let's see, large holder inflows. Let's see if we've had anything here that I want to show you. Guys, let's take a look at the balance held by time. And this is always an interesting one. We're going to get the cruisers off, so that's 1 month to 12 months. And we're just going to be looking at the holders of 1 year plus. And what you can see for Bitcoin, guys, it's a very promising sign here all the way since 2015. Take a look at this chart in blue here. And that's just your holders, 1 year plus, going up and up and up, just climbing over the years here. And that's exactly what you want to see for longer term growth from Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin, guys, the summary here, we're challenging that major level of around 25,000. It was previous resistance. We broke it. We want it to become support. If we are not able to hold that level, most likely we're going to be going down to some lower levels, that 20,000, even lower than that. So just be prepared here, guys. If you're interested in Bitcoin at these levels, 25,000 or so, just slowly accumulate and work your way down. Give yourself more time, because we definitely could have more sell-off to come here in the days and weeks to come. God bless each and every one of you. Take care, my friends.